Hi, my name is Melissa Nell. I'm a registered dietitian and I'm part of the Body 20 Nutrition Doctor team. And in today's video, I want to talk about whether or not breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I think most of us have come across this statement or someone saying that you should eat breakfast because it's the most important meal of the day. And it actually is something that's come a long way. It's actually been in the research many years ago, and that's actually where this whole statement came to life, and we've kind of, just went with it. And we see that the research coming out now actually shows a bit of a different view. And it also really depends on your goal. So there's always this thing, it depends. It's often something we say to so many clients, is it really depends. We can't really say that one thing works throughout for every single person. It really is person specific. But I actually want to just talk a little bit about whether or not breakfast is the most important meal, whether or not you should be making sure you're getting breakfast or not. So yeah, let's jump in. So first of all, like I've mentioned, it really depends on your goal. Now, just going back to the research of, breakfast being the most important meal of the day, they found that it's actually, or an observation that they saw, is that people that generally eat breakfast often are healthier in general. So in other words, they tend to make healthier food choices and also physically active more, and are healthier in general because they eat breakfast, or not because necessarily, but they also eat breakfast. So they kind of made that link, but there isn't a direct equation that you can say that if you eat breakfast it will lead to you being healthier, or you losing weight, or whatever the case may be. So it's just an observation that they made, that these people tend to be healthier. And the reason for that is that we see that most people, if they do eat breakfast in the day, they tend to choose healthier options throughout the rest of the day because they're not so ravishingly hungry by the time that they eat lunch or dinner, and then they end up actually eating healthier options. Because let's be honest, if you are really hungry, you are going to go for the quickest, fastest thing, and also of course the most delicious thing that you can find, and it's often not the healthiest option. So going back to what your goal is, so like I've mentioned, we can't really say that eating breakfast will definitely lead to weight loss, or we can't say not eating breakfast will lead to weight loss. So it really is person specific. So in other words, if you are someone that really enjoy breakfast and you feel like it sets you up for a good day and you end up making healthier choices throughout the rest of the day, I say great, carry on with eating breakfast. If you are, however, someone that you don't really have time in the morning, or you don't feel like eating breakfast, or whatever the case may be, and you end up stopping at McDonald's for McBreakfast or whatever it's called, or you, for example, end up eating rubbish for breakfast just for the sake of eating breakfast, I would say then that's definitely not a good option. Because when it comes down to weight loss, we see that it really has to do with the total energy intake throughout the whole day. So it's not just meal specific, or it's not that we can say that breakfast really has an impact, or lunch has an impact, or dinner has an impact. It's really that overall intake throughout the day, because we know that if we want to lose weight, specifically fat, we need to be consuming less, in other words, eating less energy and burning more calories through exercise, daily activities, and that type of thing. So hopefully that answers your question. However, we see that, like I said, it is really person specific. It depends on your goals and also what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy. But we do see that some people that eat breakfast are also typically a little bit more physically active because they have more energy. But if you are someone that you don't eat breakfast but you love being active and you exercise and that type of thing, again, that's completely fine. So the moral of the story is that there's no specific meal in the day that is the most important. And it's not the meal that's going to make the difference, really. It has to do with the overall energy intake and the overall effect that it might have for you as a person specific. If you, like I've mentioned already, if you find that if you eat breakfast, you tend to overeat the rest of the day, then maybe skipping breakfast might be a better option, or not necessarily skipping it, but just moving it on a little bit later. Or if you feel like yes, breakfast really sets you up for a healthy day, then by all means carry on with that. Just make sure that the total energy intake throughout the whole day is within that recommended range for you to lose weight. I hope this has been helpful. Let us know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.